It's funny how certain nights stay with you forever, no matter how much time passes, no matter how much you try to forget. They just won't leave you alone. This happened years ago, back when I was in college. I was living alone in a small apartment. Not the best place, but it was cheap and it was mine. Most nights were uneventful. I'd study, maybe watch some TV, scroll through my phone and then crash. But this night was different. I remember it clearly. I was alone up late, drowning in textbooks and notes. The apartment was too quiet, the kind of silence that makes you hear things you normally wouldn't. The low hum of my desk lamp, the soft creaks of the floorboards, the faint ticking of the clock on the wall. It all felt louder somehow. Outside the city was asleep. The street lights flickered, casting long, lonely shadows across the pavement. The air was still too still. I glanced at the clock, 2:37 a.m. I sighed, rubbing my tired eyes. My coffee had gone cold. My brain felt like mush. I leaned back in my chair, stretching my arms when my phone rang. The sudden vibration made me jump. I reached for it, expecting a message from a friend, or maybe a notification. But when I looked at the screen, my stomach twisted. Incoming call. Unknown. I hesitated. No one ever called me this late. My parents were asleep. My friends would have texted instead. And scam calls didn't usually happen in the middle of the night. I should have ignored it, I should have. But for some reason I didn't. I answered hello. Silence at first. I thought maybe it was a bad connection. Then I heard something breathing. Slow, deliberate. Almost thoughtful. Who is this? I asked. No answer, just more breathing. Then a voice. My voice. Don't look outside. I swear to you it was my exact voice. Same tone. Same way I spoke, as if I were speaking to myself from the other end of the line. A chill crawled up my spine. My fingers tightened around the phone. Who are you? I whispered nothing. Every instinct in my body told me to listen. To me to stay put, to not look, but I didn't. I turned toward the window, and I saw it, a figure standing on my balcony. I sucked in a sharp breath. My pulse pounded in my ears. It wasn't just anyone, it was me. Same height, same messy hair, same hoodie I was wearing. And it was smiling, a wide, natural grin, stretching across its face, too wide to be human. My phone buzzed again. My hand trembled as I looked down. Another call. Unknown caller. I didn't want to answer. I didn't, but my body moved on its own. I lifted the phone to my ear. My voice whispered again. I told you not to look. I dropped the phone. It hit the desk with a loud thud. The call cutting off my legs felt weak. My breath came in short, panicked bursts. The thing outside pressed its hand against the glass. I stumbled back, knocking over my chair. The glass fogged from its breath, but the smile never wavered. Then it turned and walked away. But not like a person. It didn't climb over the railing, it didn't jump, it just disappeared 1 second. It was there the next. It was gone. I stood frozen, my body refusing to move. My mind desperately tried to make sense of it. Maybe I was hallucinating. Maybe I had studied too long, and my exhausted brain was playing tricks on me. But then I saw it. The window. There was a handprint on the glass, and it wasn't mine. My breath hitched, my hands shook as I grabbed my phone, checking the screen. The last call still sat there like a silent reminder. 2:37 a.m. unknown caller. I swallowed hard. My fingers fumbled as I opened my photo gallery, though I didn't know why I hadn't taken any pictures. But there was a new photo on I hadn't taken. I hesitated, my stomach twisting into knots slowly. I tapped on it. The image loaded. It was a picture of me, not a selfie. Not something from my front camera. The angle was all wrong. It was taken from outside my window. I snapped my head up. The handprint was still there. The night outside was still dark. Empty, but something about the air felt wrong. I deleted the photo immediately. My hands were clammy. My heart slammed against my ribs. I needed to get out. I grabbed my jacket, shoved my phone in my pocket, and bolted for the door. The apartment felt suffocating, like something was watching me. My keys jingled as I fumbled with the lock, and then knock, knock, knock. I froze. The sound wasn't coming from the front door. It came from inside the apartment, from the window. I turned my head slowly. My stomach dropped. There outside, the glass was a shadowy reflection. Not mine, it's still grinning, still watching. I didn't stay to see what happened next. I tore out of that apartment, ran down the hallway and didn't stop until I reached my car. I drove to a friend's house, shaking heart-arsing. I didn't explain why I'd shown up in the middle of the night. I didn't want to explain the next morning. I forced myself to go back. The apartment looked normal. The window was shut. The handprint was gone, but the fear that never left me. I moved out 2 weeks later to this day. I still don't know what that thing was. I don't know why it called me, but I do know one thing. I never answer calls from unknown anymore, and I never look outside at night.